it says we're going. Now we are.
Hey, we're live now. We're live. Hey, live. We're live. Let's see. Jennifer J. Hello from Oregon. Can you all see us? I don't know how our transmission here is today. Let me see if the light helps. Does that help?
I can't see who's typing now.
Oh. Hey, Bobby Jackson.
Oh, is that you, Bobby?
Bobby
Hi, Bobby.
Jackson. Yeah, we saw.
Oh, it is Bobby.
We saw Bobby the other day.
It only says Bobby on my screen.
Forsted from Herman, Utah. How are you doing, guys? Let's see.
Are y'all getting commercials that are overlaying the live? Because I'm logged in on my tablet and I can't see any of it because it's covered up by ads.
Hey guys, so we've got let's see, Indiana checking in. We've got, is it Rome, Texas, Carson City, Nevada, Ripon, California, Massachusetts, Chesapeake, Virginia. We have another Virginia in the house, and let's see. We already have some questions going on. McMinnville, Oregon. Okay.
I can't see
It
what
says,
anybody's
I am
saying.
premium, no ads for me. Thank you, Betty. You love us both. Let's see. Somebody asked if we had done Preston Castle in Ione, and I checked on that, and they are so booked up on their tours. I think there's some time out before I'd even be able to get there, but there are some things. Tim Armentrout from Waterford. Hey, my buddy from Waterford. How you doing? Kevin Normal from Illinois. And then we've got Ireland checking in. Robert Sims. Is it Symes or Sims? And then George Sawtooth. He's from Colorado. George is always commenting, and he's a good commenter. Let's see. Carrie Ramsey. You love watching our YouTube channel. That's cool. And Joel Hurley, you're from Leavenworth, Kansas. Came close to your place here recently. We got Betty Carlson from Warren, Pennsylvania. I've been in Pennsylvania. It's been a while. Let's see. Los Banos. That's where you're from, Susan. And then Arizona, we got Susan Vegnoff. Is that how you say it? Oregon. Robert Blackwell. Scoop Dog. You're from Yorkshire, United Kingdom. And then I'm curious what you think about the Queen's passing. I know that's a big deal. And then we've got Roanoke, Virginia, Rancho Cucamonga, and then we've got New Jersey, Sacramento, Heather Graham, and Norway. Wow, Norway. What time is it in Norway? Let's see. Come to England. Yes, I would love to. And then we've got Israel. Oh my gosh, Israel's checking in. That's crazy.
Can't see any of the chat.
You can't see this?
No.
How come?
Because my glasses don't allow me to see it that far.
Let's see. Maybe you can see on my phone. Hang on just a minute. We're having.
No, go ahead. I'll log on to my phone because my tablet's not allowing me to see the chat either.
Let's see.
I'll do it on my phone.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's see. I will put you up free of charge in UK. Oh, that's interesting. And then Big Bear Lakes checking in. Stockton, California. Kentucky. Yorkshire. That's the way you say it. Okay. Monterey, California. Is it cold and foggy there yet, or is it beautiful? And then let's see. Jennifer J wants to know, how do we get ideas for our research in places? I don't know. I just decide, if we're going to go to a place, I check and see if there's anything interesting. Like we recently went to Mount Rushmore, and I found out that there's a cemetery in Keystone, which actually has a view of Mount Rushmore. I had no idea that they had a cemetery where you could see Mount Rushmore. And I found out that there was a child actor by the name of Bobby Buntrick. He was in Hazel. So I went and visited his grave and then found some other people there. Also, we found that Carrie Ingalls, who was Laura Ingalls Wilder's sister, if you've watched Little House on the Prairie, Carrie was the baby. She actually lived in Keystone, so we were able to go to the museum and check out some of her stuff. So that was pretty cool. We've got, nobody here is a school teacher. Nobody's a school teacher. However, Sarah works for a school district. Mantika checking in. Hi, Denise. Hello from Holland. Wow, this is cool. Have I ever considered American Graffiti locations? Check the video list. Yes, I've done one. It's raining. We've got somebody in Pahrump, Nevada. Giant Brian.
Oh.
Her sister lives in Pahrump, Nevada. Let's see. And let's see here. It's raining in Monterey. That's too bad. Well, it's raining here where we are too, which is good because when we were in South Dakota and Nebraska recently, it was like upper 80s, maybe as high as 98. And here in California, it was baking at 114. So we completely missed all of that, which is good. Let's see.
Oh, look at our visitor. Come on, Dizzy G.
We have a cat visitor here.
Come on,
Let's see. We've got Indonesia. Oh my goodness. And then, Jeff, are you at liberty to tell us what you do for a living? Yeah, I run a newspaper here in Central California is what I do.
She's our very elusive Dizzy G. She does not like attention.
Yeah, there she is. That's it. Philip, we're doing fine today. What was the weather like in Nebraska? It was a little bit humid, but it was very hot. We stopped at Scotts Bluff National Monument, where all the pioneers went through, and it was very hot that day. So hot, Sarah really didn't want to get out of the car.
Hamilton is right there. He's in his cat tree next to his picture that Jeff's son drew for me.
Let's see. I'm sorry. Man, the comments are just flying by here. Hi, Pamela. You're also here. Same hometown we are. Hi from Scotland. Detecting Scotland. How are you? This is what's great about the internet. We've got people all over the globe watching right now and then chiming in, and you can chat with each other. Yes, that's Hamilton back there. Let's see. When you guys came to Stockton, I did an episode about the guy who flew his airplane into his wife's grave. Yeah, I got a lot of views on that one. I was kind of surprised. How often do you guys travel? Well, it just depends on. I always need material every week. So if she's not able to get away, then I try to make some day trips and shoot some video like that when I can squeeze it in. But again, we've got some full-time jobs. Let's see.
Hi, Philip. You're probably having a pain in showing the comments. I'm having some issue too. We did set it though that you can only comment about every 30 seconds, so it slows it down so we can keep up with it. I just had to go onto my phone because for whatever reason I couldn't follow along on my tablet.
Let's see. Somebody's asked me to do something on the riverboat.
Didn't you do on river?
Delta Queen, King Queen.
What was the riverboat that you did?
That was probably a different boat, though. Are you talking about the John Wayne's boat? I did one on that.
Or is that the one in Sacramento?
Cindy Delk, you're from a Downey High grad in Oregon. What's Oregon ATM?
At the moment.
Oh, okay. Would like to see Independence Rock. I would like to go there too. In fact, that was another park. Isn't that
Boise, John Wayne. Dano. It's buffering on your side. Victor Freeman. Well, that might be a you.
Hi, Scott Morgan.
Connection and not a us connection because ours seems to be is moving right along and fine.
I can't say your name in Norway, but we appreciate you coming by. Of course, I know work is tomorrow, so I appreciate what you said about our channel. It's always nice to hear from people outside the United States. Hello from Sarasota, Florida. Hi, Corey. I don't remember the movie Wild Colligans.
Oh, thanks for the recommendation, Jennifer McDonald. Yes, I do believe we have our video streaming at 1080p and updating your settings on your end to follow 1080p might be the ticket.
Would I ever consider doing stories south of the border? Not at the present moment. I mean, not with the cartels running the show down there. Hello from boring Idaho. Oh,
Slovenia.
Idaho is a beautiful state. In fact,
East Talk.
We went to Rexburg, which is southeastern Oregon, and she likes the bear world there. It's a drive-through.
Yellowstone Bear World. Yeah, Yellowstone Bear World.
But it's too cold for her.
Yeah, I was born in Minnesota. Left there just shy of 8 years old. I've experienced blizzards and the snow as a kid, which didn't bother me. But my father passed, I believe it was the end of January of 5 years ago, maybe more. I'm bad with time. Anyway, went back in February and experienced negative 34 degrees, and I'm not cut out for that. Not cut out for that at all. And also, as I age, I don't want to have to shovel snow. Just not for me. No, thank you.
Okay, so there's some comments flying by here.
Sutter's Mill and Empire Mine. Thank you, Jennifer J.
Thank you very much. Let's see, Panama City Beach. Now, Sarah's mother lives in Florida. We've been there to visit in Ocala. Ocala. Ocala, Florida, and we've been there. So
there's chances that we'll be back there doing more, and then probably find our way up the East Coast. But this last trip is probably one that it'll be a while before I can get away again, unless we travel during the holidays. Corey Casey, thank you so much for your contribution. We appreciate it.
Harold wants to know how my injury is on my head when I got hit by the dredge. And
well, that was a while ago. So he has a scar.
There's a scar. I did not go get stitches. I should have. My part actually shows there. It's ridiculous.
California Missions. Yeah, actually, we'll be going down to Oceanside area here coming in October, and we pass through San Juan Capistrano?
This chat is making you laugh, Philip. Why?
Ms. Nettie, thank you so much for your contribution.
You know what? I confess, sometimes to relax, I have to have a little vino here. Chicks dig scars.
You can't see it on the top of his head.
Hey, so Jay Glenn up in Murphy's, welcome. And we were in Murphy's, and we have some fans. Jay, and sorry, I forgot your wife's name. They were sitting in the restaurant, and then they left, and the waitress came over and said that they bought us breakfast. So we were really appreciative of that. We were not expecting that, and it's awesome because this was the second time we saw them. In fact, we were having pizza up in San Andreas, Angels Camp, and they recognized us, and so that's how we started to meet Jay.
Hi, Pete.
Let's see.
Is that Chatham?
Jennifer McDonald. Yes.
And then we've got a Modesto fan in the house, AB6485. Is that Assemblyville? Are you pushing something here?
So I do want to make that cemetery in Oakland. I've been thinking about getting over there for the last 3 years. And I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and do it because there's so many historical figures.
Yes,
And
Verna, tell your grandson that it's a victory scar. My son was run over by a truck and that snapped his pelvis, and he has quite a large scar on his hip, and he survived it and wears it with pride.
Haven't been to Oakhurst yet. You know Dennis Morgan, the actor, is buried up there. That's kind of an interesting place for a Hollywood actor from the 40s.
Hi, Oroville. Keith Davis.
Oh,
Adam Blankership, 6485. Gotcha.
No,
St. Petersburg,
Florida. Somebody asked about memberships, and to be honest, I want everything to be open to everybody. I know one of my channels that I watched, he went to membership, and I don't know if it's gone very well for him, but all it does is if you don't subscribe to his channel, like pay for the extras, you don't get to see what he's producing, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, what would we give extra?
Like different videos would only be available to people who subscribe, and
well,
we still don't have any merchandise.
No comment. Thank you, Giant Brian.
I made a T-shirt. She didn't like it, so I said, "Here, it is." I gave her the graphic to it, and.
Do you want to dig into this?
Okay.
The real issue here is that we don't have a business model set up. And so I can go ahead and create T-shirts, but I don't want to do it under my name and have my name 1099. I'd rather have a business set up, and that's just something that feet have been drug on. So
Hi, Brett. My son Brett is in the house.
I'd buy a mug.
Let's see. Hi, Greg. You are not very far away from us, I understand. Let's see. Danville, Virginia.
What's that?
Oh, here.
Gabrielle's his holistic care.
You know, I feel like we are a nutty channel in a sense because I do movie locations, I do history. We just did the thing on Carhenge. And then I do this weird thing where I show part of my autograph collection. And so it's, I don't think you can put us in a mold.
Hi, Alberto.
So, I mean, I can't say that we're going to be strictly a movie location channel. And I can't say, everything kind of relates to history. So the Carhenge thing only dates back to 1987. But, I mean, we showed some cars in that one that were, vintage cars as well. Let's see.
Thank you, Stormbug.
Hearst should be Hearst. Okay, let's see. Edison Adams is in Mountain View.
Thank you. Hey, Brett. Thanks for the donation. John Bush, thank you as well.
My son gave us a $5 donation, but he's usually asking me for a loan.
I'm supposed to. Oh yeah, you just told the world.
Let's see. Will we do any more presidential history in the future? Yeah, absolutely. Would definitely like that.
Jeff is a presidential nut.
And then somebody, JP. Let's see. You asked if we were going to Allen Rock Park.
Thank you, Jay Glenn.
San Jose. It's a possibility. When I was a kid, I lived in Milpitas, and used to go to Allen Rock Park. And I remember there was water. There was like a sulfur smell to the water. It was really strange. But I must have been 5 or 6, and I remember that. That smell just never leaves my nose. Let's see. Vertical filming locations in San Francisco? Yeah, absolutely. Brett always pays me back. Laura Young, I heard the House of Cash is for sale. Can you do something on that? Laura, I don't live in Nashville, but I've been by there. I actually saw that, but maybe if I get to someday, that's a possibility. Thank you, Lucas.
Oh, hey, Bobby, who carries our business card. Yeah, where did you visit just recently? The Cemetery in the Grave, and you were going to leave the History Hunters card on there.
Oh, yeah. I was in Deadwood, went up the hill to Seth Bullock's grave. He's a little bit higher up from where Wild Bill Hickok is, and I huffed up there, and there were people who said, I don't want to go up there. It's too far, and it was like 710 feet up an incline. Got to the top, and he's got a pretty nice marker. If you know about Deadwood, Seth Bullock was one of the characters that had a hotel there in Deadwood. What was that?
Oh, Dizzy's Clown Furniture.
So I went to that big grave, and there were people who had left coins and rocks on top, and I was going to leave. Actually, somebody left a playing card. I was going to leave her a History Hunters card, but I looked in my wallet and it wasn't there.
Shmata asks if we did, or if we've been to Silver Springs, Florida. Yes, and there's actually a video on it. Check our video list. You'll find, I think, 3 videos from our trip to Florida, but that's been, 5 years? That's been a while now, hasn't it?
Let's see. How many famous people have presidents haven't met? Well, I shook the hand of Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter, and I think that's
Edward Austin.
George W. Bush. I posed with a picture with him, but one of my videos I talk about that. If you want to go back there and look, Winchester Mystery House. That would probably be a good one, but I don't know that they let you shoot video, so they have to be kind of working undercover. If you know what I mean? Just whip out your cell phone.
Thank you, Caesar. Love your channel so much. I love history. Greetings from Pinole. Hey, Pinole, you're not you're in the Bay Area.
I think the thing that frustrates me is there's so many ideas for places, and even as we're doing this chat, there's a lot of people who are suggesting that we go to places, and we're full-time
While we'd love
employed.
to, yeah. We both have a 40-hour work week, and then this is, the travel and time that it takes to film. And then Jeff spends a week editing each video that releases on Sunday. So there is a lot of time involved. And so this isn't something that can sustain our lifestyle. So unfortunately, we get to what we get to. And
it's getting to a point where, I'll be honest, I'm 61, I'm still working. And so at some point, I just want to say, screw this full-time job and do this full-time. And I think that it's going to be a likelihood. It just depends on what happens, with the economy. I do have stock in the stock market, and it's doing horribly right now. I won't get into why, but you know why.
Thank you, George Sawtooth. Sorry, I didn't mean to butcher your name.
I did.
I was right around the corner from Silver Springs. I remember as a kid going to the old 6-gun territory. While we were at Silver Springs, we were trying to encounter the rhesus monkeys, but no such luck. Apparently, they can be pretty vicious little creatures.
No, I've never heard of Lincoln going to Kansas in 1859. Is that the truth? Wow. I never thought he came out.
Now listening to us.
What?
Oh, Steve Linscomb is at the laundromat listening to us right now. Thank you, Joel Hurley.
Scott, I don't remember Splashdown Water Park in Milpitas, because we left, you said in the 80s? No, I left in 1966, I believe. That's when we came over here to the Central Valley.
What inspired you to begin this excellent channel?
Diane, yes, I am 61. So we were at I probably told this story before. We were at the place where Black Bart committed his first and last robbery. Believe it or not, he robbed stagecoaches in the same location, 10 years apart, same rock that he hid behind. And so we went there and found out it's on private property, and there's a plaque, and it talks about this is where Black Bart was hiding when the robbery took place. And then I left there and I went, oh my gosh, why don't I make a video of that.
You didn't film the first?
No, I didn't film the first. So we go to the San Andreas Museum, and
confused.
I asked the guy. I said, "Do you know where Black Bart committed his first and last robbery?" Knowing full well we had just been there, and he goes, "Yeah, but you can't get there. It's on private property." And I said, "Look at my shoes," and there was mud all over my shoes. I said, "Guess where we just came from?" And he goes, "I don't know where." And I said, "We came from the location where Black Bart committed his first and last robbery." He said, "Wow, I've never been there." And he was an old gentleman. And at that moment, I said, "You know what? Let's go back and let's film it." And that's how this whole thing started. And that was 5 years ago. And
my memory, yeah, I am. My memory is serving me differently because you filmed when we got to. You were filming when we got to the fence. And you're just like, well, now we can't get to it. And I said, well,
that was the second trip, though, that I took the GoPro.
But then we didn't cross the barrier the first trip.
We did. We actually did.
No.
Okay.
Because you weren't going to cross the fence. And I said, come on, let's go. And I just went over the fence. And then you finally followed me. And that was the time you filmed it.
I'll show you later, but I have the date stamps on those pictures.
Well, how does that? Yeah, I'm confused. But it's not matching up for me.
Have I done a video on Chinese camp? Maybe you can tell me why there's no Chinese.
Yeah, and I don't like that one. Isn't that the one we?
We went to Chinese camp. There's a video on it.
Yeah, well, because we did a video, like a conversation on the front porch about the Tong War. And I didn't understand what Tong meant, and people tore me up for asking questions about what Tong meant.
Quicksilver mine is actually, I have an entire list of things.
You just wrote that down.
That I say, you know what, if I ever get there, I'm going to do this. So that is one of them.
Empire Mine and Sutter's Mill in Northern California.
Sutter's Mill? Yeah, we went to Sutter's Mill.
Did we?
Yeah. Yeah, we did one. So I don't know.
The Empire Mine? Same thing?
Did not do Empire Mine. They're two different things. So you all know that if you go into our channel and look under videos, there's a video tab. It's got every video we've ever done. And a lot of people say, have you done a video on this and that? Well, it's all there. It's not like the videos are posted and then they go away. They're always going to be there. Until
nothing on the Alameda Air Station. Oh, you're not.
Don't forget where you came from. We got a fan. He was a sheriff's deputy out in a small town east of here. But hi, Andrew. How are you? He's a good fan of ours.
Quicksilver. What's Quicksilver?
That's a mine there in San Jose, Almaden.
Thank
you, Edward, for your compliment.
Chinese camp video, no worries. Thank you, Harold.
Not done anything on the Alameda Air Station, but I'm curious if you know, I found out that in, I think it's Alameda, there's a spite house that I want to get to. Do you guys know what a spite house is? It's like a really odd-shaped house that it was built in spite or out of spite, or like the spite fences. Charles Crocker was a very wealthy guy here in the Bay Area, or in the Bay Area. We're not in the Bay Area. And he built this fence around this property, which this guy wouldn't sell out to him. So he completely enclosed his property with this giant fence that's at least 2 or 3 stories. It's just absolutely ridiculous. That no longer exists, but the house, the spite house in Alameda exists. It's like 15 feet wide, and it's on this really funny lot. And I thought I'd go there and check it out sometime. USS Hornet was definitely something that I want to get to, because we went to, now I'm going to forget the name of that ship down in San Diego. What was it?
Oh, the one we went on? I thought you did a video on that.
I did. I can't remember. You know, I'm 61.
I'm not 61.
The USS. What's the name of the ship in San Diego? We did.
The aircraft carrier.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember either. Yeah, have another drink. Midway. They told you.
Thank you. Thank you, the Midway. Gosh, that is such a beautiful ship. It's amazing. Amazing ship. I can't believe the technology.
And that is an all-day experience. We trucked around that whole ship and we still didn't see possibly anything or everything that we could have. And when we finally made it up to the bridge, they were explaining everything, and there were these kids and they were touching everything, and I'm looking around going, and I asked the docent, we can mess with all of this stuff? And it was the end of our tour, and had I known that, I would have been so much more involved with everything, because I wasn't touching things thinking that I would harm something. So yeah, we'll probably have to go back again and probably bring my son so he can see it. It'd be a good experience.
Tried to get that happen. Where do I get my autographs? Well, when I was a kid, I mostly wrote away for them, but I don't do that anymore because everybody wants to charge for their autographs. So, I mean, obviously I purchase autographs from time to time.
Giant Brian, where are you a volunteer?
Tiburcio Vasquez is definitely something I plan to expand upon more. Of course, we went to Vasquez Rocks where he was hiding out, where they did the...
Giant Brian's on the Midway.
Ah, awesome.
He's a volunteer there. We'll have to see if we can find you the next time we make a visit there.
After the Queen passed away, you watched the piece that we did on her visit to Yosemite. That was one of our early projects. So, I mean, I kind of cringe at some of the stuff, the way we did things and the camera I used, but that's the way it is. When you start out and then you look back, you learn so many things along the way, and you look back at the first ones and you just cringe. And she caught heck for that one too.
Which one?
The Secret Service crash site.
Oh, well, I catch heck because you're like, I got an ankle biter after me, or what else did I catch heck for?
Well, that sounds kind of boring.
Was that the Queen one?
Yeah.
No, I thought that was a different one where...
Go back and watch it.
Oh. So, yeah, I wasn't saying it was boring because of the story of it. I was saying it was boring because we were basically on the side of the road. I had no context. I'm looking at just bushes or grass and trees and stuff. And so my imagination can't paint the picture that his imagination is painting. And so I'm just going, okay, this isn't interesting to me until I can see the video and to see how it works out. And so, yeah, if I think I've said this one's boring a couple times, and I've caught and so much hell for it.
Edward, where do you get our autographs? Where do I get my autographs from you and Sarah? Well, email us and I'll see what I can do. When are we coming to Boise?
That's when you're going to have to do what's that, subscription based. No, just kidding.
Where's Lake Mead? Oh, Lake Mead.
You don't know where Lake Mead?
Well, she misspelled it. That's why I'm wrong. Okay. No, that's in Las Vegas. And
right, Spruce Goose.
Everybody has done Lake Mead videos because they're popular right now, but that's the way it is.
Spruce Goose in Long Beach still? No.
No, they took it up to...
The Spruce Goose is gone.
Took it up to Menville, Oregon?
But what's the other thing that's down there?
Queen Mary.
Queen Mary. We couldn't get on that the last time we were there because of COVID, but we did see it.
Brookdale Lodge? Yeah, I've been there. I think it, did they open?
Okay. Moshe.
Please
forgive me for butchering anything that...
Yes, we did. We have, somebody asked, let's see, Jeff McEwen asked if we went to the Black Hills. Did we go to the Black Hills?
We spent quite a bit of time in the Black Hills, yeah.
It's a beautiful place. There's going to be some videos coming up, but one of the highlights for Sarah was they said go through Custer State Park, and at the southern end you will encounter what?
Donkeys.
So the donkeys they're crazy because they know that visitors are bringing food.
Well,
so they will rush your car. They will come up, stick your head in the window.
But what I know about donkeys is they could be, aggressive and mean, and they're just kind of, pushy animals. And when we rolled up, there were a bunch out in the field, and there were just a couple near the road. And so I thought, oh, people are out of their car. Okay, great. I can get out of my car. So I get out, and I have this bag of banana chips. And all I did was crumple that bag, and sure enough, this donkey, what is their call called? What's the call of a donkey called?
A bray?
Yeah, he brayed, and they all just came after me. And so I'm running around this vehicle trying to get away from them.
Hi, Sunshine Girl.
Getting laughed at by some other people. And then I finally got comfortable enough with them because they weren't aggressive towards me, but they were pushy and aggressive towards each other. So they would, nip at each other and be upset when, one couldn't get to the food that was a fun time. I really enjoyed that.
USS Iowa. Huh?
Thank you, Partly Cloudy 07.
Long Beach. Oh, so somebody asked, what's your connection to Scott Peterson case?
Who's asking me what my connection to the Scott Peterson?
Sean's Classic Trucks.
Well, I'm divorced. My husband, at the time of the Scott Peterson case, he was the first officer on the scene. And so that Christmas was without husband and father in the house because that was a huge event. Aggressive donkeys, aggressive. Okay, Harold, behave. You speak so beautifully and clearly. You have had any formal voice training?
Who are you talking about?
You, not
No.
me.
I don't know about that.
You don't want to hear me sing. And
I don't sing.
Actually,
well, I do. I have sing.
They've heard me sing. They've given us some elephant.
Scott Peterson was a customer of yours in Fresno? Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be in Fresno, was he?
Yeah.
That's where Amber Fry was.
I'd hug a donkey. I kissed a donkey, Edward.
Hearst Castle we have been to, but
we didn't.
Before. I'm not going to rule that one out, but I think, again, I'd probably have to smuggle a camera because if you're going to sing, I would like a warning first, maybe.
ARC 41 dealt with Scott Peterson while in our jail. Yeah, well, unfortunately, people continue to deal with him because he's, he appealed his death sentence and he was, granted that reprieve because of, I don't even remember why. And then now he's trying to get a new trial because of one of the jurors.
Juror misconduct.
Yeah, juror misconduct.
That's a really flimsy issue.
Well, either way.
Hey, Simple to Life, Charlie, my friend in Ocala. Okay. Charlie, is it Ocala? Or
Ocala.
Or Ocala? Like California? Or is it like Cala, like coliform?
Cauliflower? I went to... I was jealous when you went to Oatman, Arizona with all the donkeys. We didn't go there.
That wasn't us.
No donkeys there for us.
Hi, Roddy Johansson from Kansas.
What's your favorite episode you made?
I have a Kansas shirt. Now, you got to know something about Kansas. Kansas is flat and boring, right? But it's full of good people. And traveling through it is interesting.
What's your favorite
I have
episode?
a Kansas shirt.
Oh, sorry. Cut you off.
Go ahead. No, I'm done.
Oh, your favorite Kansas shirt. Great. Okay. What is your favorite episode that you made?
Oh, Alabama Hills. I like that one because it's got the Hollywood history, and I got to fly my drone around, and Sarah was participating, and got to see where some of the classic films were shot.
Alabama Hills?
Yeah, Gene Autry. I actually sing in that one. If you want to go back and hear me sing the Mule Train.
Alabama Hills was...
Where they filmed all the
rocks
and stuff?
Yeah, but that was after the Otter Swim, right?
Yes.
So I was not in a really good way. So the only participation I did was sit on the rock and.
That's where you said you couldn't get your crippled.
Yeah, I couldn't
Up
get my
on the
crippled
rock.
butt up the rocks. I would love to see
Hey,
you
that-
guys have a TV show doing this.
Okay, so Melinda and Gordon, they are fans of ours from Tennessee. They are great. They always give us a shout out and are always enthusiastic.
Delta
So welcome. Glad that you guys came. Have I done a history on Escalon? No, haven't. And, you know, someday maybe. Stockton. Done a lot of shows on Stockton. We'd like to see us do a TV show. Hey, do you know any connections?
No, that could be all him.
Oh, man. You know what? She does not like the publicity. In fact, if somebody comes up and sees us and they recognize us,
I get uncomfortable, but that's just me.
But I do have to say, we went. Okay, so we flew to Denver. We drove to Nebraska. We went up to South Dakota. And then we went into. Well, actually first night we stayed in Cheyenne, Wyoming. There will be some shows from that. So bottom line is, went back through Wyoming, came down, 1,200-mile trip. Nobody once recognized us.
Next time you visit your sister, you should go
You know
find
what?
the wild horses
We're
and
not
donkeys.
that popular.
We tried to find the wild horses in, oh my gosh, I feel so embarrassed now. What was that?
Wild horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what
Give me
was,
a clue here.
what was that tunnel? Sutra Tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Dayton,
We tried to
Iowa.
find the wild horses there, and there were some just kind of cruising around the neighborhood, but they just don't let you get close to them. So they're fun, but you know, pretty animals, but they wouldn't let me get close to them. Thank you, Tara. Oh my gosh.
What was your not so
Flat-
favorite? Wait, what was your not so favorite episode? Oh my gosh, there's so many not so favorites.
Not so favorite.
What was your not so favorite episodes you made? Same question for Sarah.
Not so favorite episode?
Yeah.
Probably a tie between what was that Tong War episode?
Well.
And maybe the one where you got me in trouble with the Yosemite people.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike S.
What's my least favorite episode?
They're all your
Let me
favorite. Private Pilot. Oh, thank you, Private Pilot. You've been a good supporter along the way. Wait, someone else.
What's the least favorite one I've done?
No, Dirty Larry. Least favorite. Ever been to Jackson Sutter Creek area? We've been there.
Yeah, I did a video on Jackson. I'm puzzled why
Cowboys Rocks
knows
swimming
about
pool.
the stuff
Sarah
that
made it up to the pool. I love Bonanza and Westerns.
Oh, probably the Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City. That video, I didn't.
You don't like that one?
I didn't like that one
why?
particularly because I had to sneak video. They have security that try to usher out people like me who want to videotape graves, and so I had my iPhone. This shoots 4K video. This does pretty good. However, having to wait because they were watching us like hawks. I think they kind of knew what we were doing, and so that just kind of spoils it. It's like I have to look over my shoulder all the time to shoot a video of a grave. I mean, what's the deal here? I do have to say though, it was really odd because when I was in Deadwood, South Dakota, to do the Wild Bill Hickok, that video will be coming up. This will not be in the video, but they charge $2 to get into this cemetery. I've never heard of charging to get into a cemetery, but I had no money on me. I'm a completely credit card, debit card guy. So I go up there and I got all my camera equipment and I said, I don't have $2. I felt like an idiot, but it's just the case. She looks at me and she goes, well, I'm just going to pretend like you're not even here, but do 2
Do pay it forward
Yeah,
to two people.
two nice things for people. I said, oh, that's fine. I'll do nice things for thousands of people when I post this video. But I'm a nice guy. I do that stuff anyway.
I figured Sarah despised Aurora Ghost Town. That would be the no. So no, that one I didn't despise that. I don't think what doesn't really come across is how road weary I was to try to just get to that spot. There were huge crevasses in the road. We would go one way, like up this hill, thinking we were going to make it to the town, and then we would hit a dead end, like a tree would be in the road, so we would have to then reverse all the way down, this hill while there's an edge, and my car is just scraping over sagebrush, and we kind of were hitting dead end after dead end, and it was really getting difficult. And then when we finally made it there, I was all down for the adventure, but then we get there, I'm road weary, probably a little bit cranky if you want to call it that. And so I was just like, after all of that, there's nothing there except for a wall. And then I pick at the wall and I take shit for that too. But anyway, yeah.
So I go there. I have studied pictures of it. I know exactly where things are. Google Earth, study everything. And so I know everything. And I'm getting excited about, hey, this is where we're going. She goes there and sees nothing because she's not done any of the,
I've done, that's why I'm the semi-oblivious sidekick, because half of the time we're going a place and I don't know why. I don't know what's there. And then I finally get, and he doesn't really clue me into it either. And I try to ask questions like, what kind of terrain are we going to be walking around on? That type of thing. But most of the time I'm just semi-oblivious, and I get there and I see what I see when I get there. And then you get my, he gets my true reaction on tape. So that's just that.
Just to catch up here, we did something on George Lucas and cruising. Surprised that one was missed.
Yeah. Hey, Regina, the sagebrush, my car will never be haunted because it burnt so much sagebrush. It smelled like sage for probably months afterwards. And then I had to learn to clean my own, what is that sensor that some sort of sensor on my car that kept sending my dashboard lights off. I finally learned to clean it myself after spending a few $100s having Subaru do it for me. But yeah, every time we would go off road, that sensor would get dirty, and then I would end up with dashboard lights on my car. So
Melinda, or let's say Gordon.
Thank you, Scoop Dog. I appreciate the backup.
Is there a new ruling about filming in national parks? If it's against it, then I say I am against government regulation like that. That's our parks. Those are public lands, and I think you should be able to film on them. I don't care if that's what I haven't heard of about.
Yes, mass airflow sensor, Simple Life. That's the one. I've learned how to clean it myself now.
We also did, Greg wants to know about the Nixon Library. We had gone, again, we had been places before I did the YouTube channel.
The one in Yorba Linda?
Yeah, so I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, since we're heading down that way.
And I also know some of the houses that he lived in are still preserved. Grants, New Mexico.
Cerro Gordo channel is fantastic. I agree. And people have asked us to go out there, but I think that he covers all of it so much himself that it really would just kind of be for us to just explore and not necessarily tell the story, because he covers all of it.
To the back. Yes, I'm drinking wine, and it's not great wine though, but it's California wine, sure. But you can buy some, I'm sure, in Tennessee. In fact, there is a brand of wine. There's a a winery with my last name. It's not my name. It's not my wine, but my family, distant cousins or something, have a winery in California up north.
Great visitation. Hi, Ireland.
It's called the Visitor.
I need to make it there one day.
Let's see. Hi from Australia, Heather
Wine is
K.
good for
Are you still in lockdown?
Not for headache.
I felt so bad for you folks in Australia. You couldn't even leave your house for crying out loud during the pandemic. I mean, what was that all about? I mean, we didn't stop living life here. In fact,
Well, we didn't stop living life, but we
I
were
went to
supposed
work
to
every
be.
day.
We were supposed to be locked down. We're now all of. I don't want to get into that. That's just ugly.
That's a bad dream.
Yeah. No gallon.
What happened to the fellow who used to do voiceover work? Well, I hired him at the beginning, and he would charge, and he was kind of a pain in the rear because he was from Canada, but he lived in Japan, and some of his pronunciations got me in kind of earned me some ridicule. Like I did a video on Lodi, California, and he said Lodi, and I didn't want him to fix it because it would take time. Anyway, so
I think we caught heck for
I caught heck
Nevada just recently. Is it Nevada or is there?
I've always heard Nevada.
Nevada.
I mean, how much do you say Nevada?
Nevada.
Oh, and you know what?
Nevada. I don't know.
No, this is not Gallo wine, by the way. Hi, great visitations from Ireland. Hi.
I'll take the shine. He'll take the wine.
What was I saying?
I don't know. Sorry, I cut you off. More Back to the Future location.
Somebody had just commented on one of my videos. I had mentioned as I was rolling it to Wall, South Dakota, I said, this town was started in 1907 by the Chicago and Northwestern Railroad. Well, the guy commented, I heard you say the word, he said, Chicago. And I unsubscribed. I was like, huh? You mentioned Chicago and that gets you somebody leaving?
Got him in his feelings.
Some people are really strange. Simple Life wants to give us some homemade wine and shine.
Yeah, that's why I said you'll take the wine, I'll take the shine.
We're like California gold. Now, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but a lot of people outside of California may not know of a man by the name of Huell Hauser, but he did a lot of videos, kind of like we do. He was from Tennessee. He had this really thick drawl, but he did all the California videos, and it was carried on the PBS station locally. And a lot of people think that I modeled the show after Huell Hauser, who's passed away, but that wasn't my intent. But I'm quite honored if people, say that about me and us, and because in some respects, I think our show's a little better than his, and I don't know how you even get on a PBS station, but I think it would be absolutely life-changing for us. So,
Folsom prison stories, those would be cool too. I like to visit like old abandoned places. I don't even follow them, but I see different videos about people visiting old mental hospitals, and everything's still kind of just in its decayed state, and to me those places are just interesting. Even old theme parks that are shut down, those would be cool to visit. I'd like to do that.
Okay, wait. Arc 41, you said you loved Carson City episode where you could hear the recorded voices on your visit to the cemetery. No.
Should we tell them?
Well, no, it was not intended to be deceptive. It was just a sound effect that I added.
Real.
It almost sounds like somebody whispering from the grave. And I know there's a lot of ghost people out there. I happen to think that ghost hunting is nothing but BS. That's just my opinion. I think once
you're going to scare away some of your...
Once you're dead, that's it. You don't hang around and haunt people. You don't haunt your grave, you don't haunt cemeteries, you don't haunt the house.
I am open to it though.
No.
And maybe I don't experience it because he's against it, but I always try to look for it. I try to stay open for it, but I have yet to experience anything. And that's the reason why I stay open to it, is because if it's real, well, I don't even want to say that word, but if it's true, then I want to experience it, but I need to experience it in order to pass it along, or in order to believe, I guess.
What do we have planned for future videos? Can I keep that a secret for now? I mean, obviously we went up to Black Hills, so I was able to. Now, one of my favorite presidents, and he's not a very exciting president in history, was Calvin Coolidge. He went to the Black Hills and he spent 3 months. The Western White House was there, and we actually got to go in the lodge where he was staying. Actually went into the bedroom where he was. So that's coming up. But Calvin Coolidge basically was the one who kind of gave Mount Rushmore its thrust, so to speak. He committed $250,000 for the project, which made Goodson Bargwin very happy. He was the sculptor of Mount Rushmore. And from that point on, Mount Rushmore became a reality mostly because of federal funding for it. But Coolidge was just this very low-key, don't spend a lot of money type president, and very humble guy. In fact, he decided not to run for president in 1928, which shocked everybody because he could have, because he inherited the presidency from Warren Harding. But he stayed up there, and so I'm going to be doing something like on that part of American history. So
underground streets of Sacramento. Oh, I don't know about. So I can do heights, but I don't know about getting in tunnels and underground stuff. That kind of creeps me out.
Do we have any animals around the house? Edward Austin wants to know.
Hamilton, he's asleep in his cat tree right there.
Should we get him?
Come here, Ham. Kitty wants some. Come here, Hamilton. Kitty wants some ham. Come here, Ham. He's lazy right now.
I have not seen the underground streets of Old Town Sacramento, but I think somebody has offered to show them to me.
I see you have winning lotto numbers for you. Oh, someone's talking to Tara. Oh, I missed Tara's winning lotto numbers.
357 Maxter. Yes, I've been to Plymouth. I went before, obviously, I met Sarah in my other life, and been to the Coolidge thing. I missed his grave, though. I've always liked Calvin Coolidge. Doesn't talk too much. Yeah, they called him Silent Cal.
Have you done context on Hoyt? We're going. No, every time we've tried to do those underground gardens, they've been closed, or we're just passing through at the wrong time. But we've talked about it multiple times because we've passed through there quite often. Motor Indian War and the lava beds in Northern California. I lived in Southern California for a good portion of my life. In La Habra, and one of the things that I never visited was the La Brea tar pits. Is that something that you were ever interested in? Are dinosaurs not your thing?
Oh, I don't know. They're hard to tell. Hey, we got we got somebody here that says that they're staying at Mammoth Lake, so it's a beautiful place.
Yes.
Interested in doing something on the ghost town of Bodie.
Crazy Horse. Yes, we did go to Crazy Horse.
We did. Go back and look. We did 2 videos on Bodie. AB, you voted for Calvin Coolidge? Hey, congratulations. You must be 100 and, I don't know, 50, 60.
Rick Thorne says the Hill City, South Dakota has a great train ride. We thought about it. We were researching it, and for whatever reason, we just didn't do it.
But we did something better.
We did a helicopter. Am I telling too much?
No, you're not. We had never been on a helicopter before. And so I said, you know what, a little pricey, but I would love to do a helicopter ride. And I lost a lot of sleep the night before because
He's afraid of it.
you never know about a helicopter because if either of the two spinning rotors, the one in the back especially, or the one on the top stops, you are dead meat. So there's no
But
gliding
he speaks all of this stuff out loud, and he's talking to the people there. He's talking, well, you know, it crashes, and that tail rotor, if it stops, then the whole thing. And she's like, you just go straight to the end game, don't you? And for me, it's I don't want to speak it to the universe. I'm not putting it out there. My mind is it's positive until it's not. What else we got? Family part of the WRA at Manzanar.
So anyway, the helicopter ride, it was kind of what I expected. It was only a 10-minute flight, and they took us kind of around the heads of Rushmore. You can't fly right over it because obviously it's a national monument. But we went behind it, we went in front of it, and I was kind of taken by the shaking of the helicopter. It wasn't as smooth as I thought it would be.
Oh yeah, you can feel the rotation of the rotor. I'm trying to think of, my family also loves your channel. Thank you, Caesar. I saw.
Wait, auto rotation is your friend in helicopters? What does that mean?
Oh, Janice, yeah. I would love to go over an active volcano. That'd be super cool.
Yeah, just get your rotor shot off by a piece of lava in the air. That's what happened to Vic Murrow.
You're gonna die sometime.
Actually, it wasn't.
It was in a helicopter crash. What a way to go!
Philip wants to know if we enjoyed it. Yes and no. I mean,
enjoyed the helicopter ride?
Yeah, because
it was short. Yeah. And I enjoyed it. I ended up looking for critters in the trees, but
I think it could have been a lot longer, and it would have been cost a lot more. But just for the experience of it, I mean, it was interesting. That I mean, you can go anywhere. It's not like an airplane. You could just anyway.
Thank you, Melinda and
Gordon. It was fun. I was always worried about crashing too. But I said, that's not the way I'm going to die.
Have you been to Mickey's Grove in Lodi? Well, yeah. Well, I've never been there. My kids have been. You've been multiple times. I just have never gone.
Where?
Mickey's Grove. The little zoo.
My daughter just went yesterday, and she said it was sad.
Yeah. We went to the Colorado Zoo, the Denver Zoo.
Oh, that was sad.
That was missing a lot of animals that we just didn't see, and then we did so much walking and things that it wasn't real. It was on our last day, and it really wasn't enjoyable to walk around the zoo because we were just so tired and uncomfortable, and there wasn't a lot to see.
Well, Bex, enjoy your kickback and watches from Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Jerry. Another thing we'll probably get up to Tahoe to do is they have those little sit-in personal coasters that kind of just go through the mountains. We were going to attempt to do that while we were in South Dakota as well, but they didn't open up till the Thursday, and we had just different plans on our itinerary, so we just didn't get to that. Old abandoned Los Angeles Zoo. Wait, that's abandoned?
Yeah, I don't understand the comment.
I need more
yes,
detail
and I know when I drove to the helicopter ride place, I told myself, I get in a car every day where the risks of being killed are like 1 in 150. And if you look at the odds of being killed in another type of crash, and you realize you don't even think about it when you get in your car. I mean, sometimes I do
all the time, and that's why I drive very carefully.
You just, but you realize that you kind of have a lot of control over your car. And helicopter, as a passenger, I'm just sitting there and I'm whatever the machine does, that's what I do, right?
Went through the car museum, and yes, we've been to the car museum in Sacramento. We went there as a visit, but we did not do any filming there. I don't know if did we have history hunters going on when we went to the, that was just I happened to see it on
I don't think we knew about it at the time.
Yeah,
you just reminded me of Broderick Crawford, 10-4.
Thank you, Robert H.
Why did I remind you of Broderick Crawford?
Wait.
Shambhala?
We all had to crawl out of the basket? Never again. Okay, Jerry, well, that's on my to-do list. Will you do a hot air balloon ride with me?
Well, that's even worse.
No, well, look what Jerry says. Look what Jerry says. You might not want to do it after that, but oh.
Thank you, Robert H.
We have the same kaleidoscope as a bowling ball.
We have a Harold as a private.
San Joaquin Historical Museum at Mickey's Grove.
Harold, a private pilot, doesn't trust helicopters either. Yeah, they tend to have the same glide scope as a bowling ball.
Yeah,
exactly, right?
But here's the thing: is you won't tend to die in a way that you have prolonged issue. It'll be very quick, right? So I would rather go quickly than in a way that, you're just mangled and have to live that way for however long it takes to finally go. Thank you, Gerard.
Wayne Hatton.
Gearhead man.
Wayne Hatton says he watched Shane again and liked it.
Oh God. I am not going to watch Shane.
She still hasn't
I'm
watched
not going to watch Shane. It's just not going to happen. So, appreciate it. What with all the car stuff? What car stuff?
Gearhead man.
What car stuff?
So Gearhead man, he's my friend. That's Mark down in Las Vegas. He's got his own channel.
He does the car stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He used to work with me.
Well, go on up to Sacramento to the car museum. Actually, wait a minute. They're doing a car museum here in Modesto, right?
They are.
Is it open yet?
Yeah.
It is. Oh, well. There you go. There's another one. Stooges filming location.
If we have people flipping in and out, I just want to say we really appreciate our audience. I think we have one of the best audiences around. And I don't mean to speak disparagingly. Our audience is a mostly older audience who appreciates history. I think people who appreciate history tend to be almost like backpackers. I mean, they are quality people who go backpacking. You don't have kind of maybe end it there, but we appreciate everybody who watches our videos.
Hi, Kurt Gunnarsson.
And it means a lot to us because if we didn't have the response that we had, we probably wouldn't be doing this.
And then the question from Jerry again. He wants to know the redoing of the crazy Mary Dirty Harry Larry. I don't even know the name of it. It's because there was a copyright violation for some music that he had used.
I'll be completely honest.
And if he has any type of copyright violation, they give all of the proceeds to the person who the music is owned by. And so he did all the work on it and does not want to just hand over all the proceeds.
For a 30-second clip of music.
Yeah, for 30 seconds of music.
See, when you upload a video, YouTube will do a check for copyright. And they said, everything's fine with you. So we go on vacation. I've got the video uploaded. It's ready to go for Sunday morning. And it runs for a whole day. And then I get this notification on Monday. Guess what? Copyright. Your video no longer will produce any revenue for you. The person who created the 30-second snippet of video or song gets everything. And I thought, no, I busted my rear end for this video. There's no way I'm going to let them get it. So I couldn't fix it on vacation. So what did I do? I said, you know what? I'm going to pull it and I'm going to post it when I get back. We got back Saturday. I worked feverishly to fix it. Sunday morning it was there again. A lot of people said, hey, what's up with this? How come we're watching this again? Well, 7,000 people watched it the first time. And the entire life of the video, I thought, you know what? It's worth it just to pull it. And yeah, it's disgusting. So when I was at Wall Drugstore, there was a little, if you guys watch that video, there's that monkey, the giant gorilla, who's playing the fake piano and is playing alley-oop. Well, I uploaded it. First time, no problem. I made some arrangements. I made some changes to it. I uploaded it again, and guess what? Copyright strike from the stupid alley-oop song. So I had to go in and strip the song out and put something else there, which is dead silence, which doesn't make any sense. It's just ridiculous. Like somebody just commented, copyright strikes are ridiculous. So if 30 seconds of my video is a copyrighted song, take 30 seconds of my revenue, but don't take the whole thing. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, that's just my spiel. Because I bust my rear to do these videos.
Jerry Brock has been on the I don't know what happened. Jerry Brock's been on a helicopter ride on the crop duster. That would probably be very fun to do. I would love that one.
Thank you, Rick Thorne.
Oh, and I think somebody said that they're waiting for me to watch Back to the Future 3. Yeah, that's not going to happen either.
Somebody wants to know if we went to Old Deerfield and Tonopah, which her sister lives in Pahrump, so maybe we'll get down to it. But I don't know if you guys remember a radio guy by the name of, he was the night guy. Art Bell. Night, something with Art Bell. Coast to Coast with Art Bell. He's actually buried in Pahrump, and I do want to go and check out that guy's grave.
Which isn't like 15.
Yes, these are, it does. It's ridiculous about these YouTube things. And then here's the other thing. I've seen people post videos where some pretty graphic details were discussed. And no, it's fine. They'll let ads run. I did the one about the guy who took an axe to his mother up in Stockton. They said it wasn't appropriate. So that means no ads run on. Means I get nothing out of it. And not that this is strictly about doing this for money, but when you invest a lot of time, hours and weeks into a video, you kind of think, yeah, I should get paid something for it. So, I mean, that's where it is. So, yeah, there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through. Art Bell. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, and here's the thing about that. I didn't show any videos. I didn't show any pictures of the lady that was hatcheted by her son. But when I talk about the assassination attempt on President Truman's life, there's a picture of a guy in the bushes who had been shot by the Secret Service. It's not graphic. It just shows a guy laying on the ground. Well, apparently YouTube said that's too graphic for people to, view. So they put some restrictions on it.
Didn't the same thing happen with that one video?
The Ford assassination.
No, when there's one that we did, like the whole conversation at the, in the front yard where I said viewer discretion is advised, and it was the guy. He said that
I think you were safe with that one, actually.
No, I'm pretty sure they said something to you about that. But yeah,
Bill Doolin, the outlaw, got shot with a what's it called? Buckshot.
Buckshot.
He's got like 20 holes in his body.
No, that's birdshot. Buckshot is like a full solid bullet. Birdshot is a bunch of little babies.
This was like giant holes in his body, so it was buckshot. Buck is bigger.
Right, but it doesn't have a spray pattern.
Oh, he got sprayed. Anyway, I showed a picture of it, and it's pretty graphic. Anyway, not a way to go. It's good though. It's good that people see what happens when you decide to rob banks and stagecoaches and things like that. I think Bill Dooley's pepper.
Buckshot does have several. Okay, yeah. I'm mistaken then, but I thought only birdshot had the multiple pellets, because you don't want to hit a bird with the big. Buckshot
has 9 pellets, but if you
9
twice with the same gun,
okay,
bam, bam. Maybe it's a double-barreled shotgun. I don't know.
Well, the double barrel only shoots one barrel at a time, right? Not both at the same time.
But the point is, if two shells
Or
are
does
being
it?
fired,
I could be wrong because now
You've
I'm being
got-
corrected for the buckshot, which now makes sense. Oh, yeah.
We
I
do
guess
not,
I am thinking of the slug, which.
Floyd, we do not do Patreon. I don't know why.
But isn't Patreon basically the paid subscription service?
I think it's where people can debit.
Mitchell.
They can debit or do automatic payments to you every month, and we haven't done that.
But then you have to post to Patreon and not to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Gasoline stipend. Yes, thank you. It's been going up again here, and I recently went to Chevron after getting my car washed, and I didn't bother to look. And I know Chevron's one of the most expensive, but I also tend to like their gas better. But I have been going to the cheaper gas stations with the cost, and I went there recently, and I went, oh my gosh, why did I do that? It was too much. You can shoot both barrels on a double barrel, Doc. McLaren tinkering says.
Thank you, Bex. That's
After shot, they couldn't see the target.
very nice. Yes, thank you.
Dalton pictures are the same, but they.
Chevron sucks. Yeah, I don't get gas at Chevron.
I don't know why.
Expensive.
It's very expensive. I don't know why you would say that it sucks, but
because of the price.
Yeah, because of the price, but the quality of the fuel, I think is better. But we don't have to debate that.
Oh, wow. Well, AMPM gas, they say, has also got detergents in it.
AMPM, there's been AMPMs here around town where people have filled their car up and their car would not drive out of the gas station because they found water in their fuel.
Private pilot.
So I will not do AMPM.
Private pilot says gas is gas unless it has water in it.
I don't know. Well, there's different additives that different companies add to it, is what I understand.
Maybe. But, I mean, I don't know how many of our viewers in California, but we were at South Dakota, right? And gas prices are at least $1 less than we're paying now. It was more like $4 a gallon.
I see Harold
California is at least
Chevron.
five-ish, $5.08 a gallon.
Just paid like $5.60.
$5.60. Wow.
Oh, Bonnie and Clyde would be a good one.
There were a bunch of people out here in California who had engine damage because apparently there was water in the gas at AMPM. I don't know.
That's what I just said, but we just had that happen here in Modesto.
Yeah. $3.50 in Delaware? Gee, Joe Biden's state. $3.50 a gallon. I don't think it was that cheap up in South Dakota. No, it's Joe Biden's from Delaware.
I know, but suggesting that it's low in his state.
No, I didn't. But
I have to go. Thank you, Simple Life, for joining us.
All right.
See you on the next go round.
Have fun in Ocala.
Bay Area, 540. Yeah.
540. Yeah, it's getting bad. Oh, actually, I think it was.
There ain't getting it. It's bad, and it was on its way to getting better, and now it's back up.
Of course, in California, they're mandating the outlawing of gas-powered cars by 2035, and their power grid is not capable of keeping up with everybody charging their cars.
Our power grid is fueled by coal.
Our state is. I'm going to be political. I can't stand this.
Yes, Izzy, we have pets. Hamilton's up here, and Dizzy's been cruising around here, but and then my son Aiden had some lizards that he's been living down in Southern California, and he can't take his lizards with them. And then I felt bad that I take care of them. I was taking care of them, but I felt bad that they weren't getting the attention I think they, deserve. So I found a reptile store that would take them and then you rehome them because I didn't feel good about just giving them to somebody that I didn't know for sure would take care of them in the way that they needed to. And I actually cried when I dropped them off. I was a little embarrassed about that, but yeah, they were good pets, but I just didn't have the time and the energy to put towards them the way they need.
Thank you, Tabor Eaton. Is it Tabor J. Eaton?
Hi, Floss.
God bless you too. Jerry Fountain, did you send me that in email? I got an email on it. I don't know if I've opened that yet. The whole top of the grave is inlaid wood pieces.
The last heat wave, they actually told owners of the yeah.
Thank you, Doug. Doug Manny.
The flex alert.
Oh. Lee Harvey. Have you ever thought about changing your name? That's just kidding. Lee Harvey.
Awful.
South Dakota raises prices during snowstorms. Wow. Hey, Linda.
We would love a motorhome.
Fresno. So, Linda, when does...
If we had a driver.
When does the underground gardens open or close? Because we've never been able to time it to where we were there when they were open. But I also understand that they don't let you take video. But where there's
let the lizards watch Shane. Maybe
away.
Their new owners will watch Shane with them. I don't know.
There is a video about Melvin Belli, who is buried in Sonora, and I did it. Maybe that's what you're referencing.
Thank you, Janice. Thanks for coming in and watching with us.
They open in the spring, but when do they close? Never gone. I guess I could look on my phone right now.
You're asking the one person.
Right now. When I think it's called
tar pits, yeah.
Forest.
Make our way over there.
Underground.
Interesting one on Bell. Gonna have to go to bed. Oh gosh. Good night, Scoop Dog. Thanks for joining us. Got to take my fox out. You have a fox?
Okay, here we go. See, they're closed.
Any more Stockton videos?
They are open from 9 to 3. So maybe we could do Fresno. Interesting.
The Battle of Alcatraz. I think we had some trouble getting out to Alcatraz. You have to make reservations now to get out there. To get out to Alcatraz. Remember, we tried to make it out there a couple times, and then we learned, nope, now you got to make a reservation.
We did Alcatraz.
We had to wait.
We haven't done a video on it. Thank you, Wayne. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth is everywhere on YouTube. Yeah. Big deal. I mean,
Thank you, Wayne Patton.
She was a great leader. If you think about it, she was in power since Truman, I think. So think about every president since Truman. Maybe it was Eisenhower. She has been Queen of England. I mean, what a legacy! I don't think anybody can beat that. I mean, that's incredible.
Fort Tejon on the Grapevine.
Did one.
Yeah, you'll find one.
P.S. You have the best viewers in chat. I agree.
Scoop.
I agree.
You're back. P.S.
Eric.
And the deaths during the construction of the Hoover Dam.
Eric, you went by the cemetery where Maureen Reagan's buried. Yeah, I think I remember your comment.
We've been out to the Hoover Dam. We just didn't do any filming there. That could have been pre-History Hunter too.
I think it was. Do you have cat sitters when I watched them when they were gone?
Yeah, my son, he lives here, so he's the caretaker. So we always have someone home.
53. So was that Truman or Eisenhower? It must have been Eisenhower. I think it was. 53 is when Eisenhower became president, I'm pretty sure. Dirty Harry. Yeah, Dirty Harry. Clint Eastwood. So I watched on the plane flying back from Denver, I watched the Cry Macho movie. And I don't know how much longer Clint Eastwood's going to be able to make movies, but think he's 92, 93. And I admire his tenacity, but wow.
We'll have to watch the rerun P51 because I'm not staying up till 2:30 or getting up that early.
Janice, I don't think they're going to destroy that underground garden, but I get really irritated when I go down Highway 99 and I see these monstrous structures built for this high-speed rail that very few people are going to ride on, and yet Highway 99 is in some locations woefully inadequate to carry the traffic that's in California. Instead of 3 lanes, it's 2 lanes. And when you get a big rig passing a big rig, I mean, that gums up the works. But yeah, we're spending billions of dollars to build a high-speed rail from Los Angeles to Merced. Now, ask you how many people are going to ride that. Now, I do realize it's going to go to the Bay Area someday, but I mean, you could fly as fast. It's just unbelievable. So the funeral is today.
2:30 a.m.
Wow.
Thank you, past 9:20.
Oh, Dan, did you go to the cemetery in Stockton because I did?
We already have Amtrak, Marcia, that does the same trick.
Robert Kennedy
Just
was
not
in
as
Las
fast,
Vegas
I
for the
guess.
dam. Actually, that was John F. Kennedy. He was there. President Kennedy flew from Yosemite National Park over to Las Vegas to dedicate that dam with Governor Brown at the time. So yeah.
Jeff has been to Kingman. I don't know. Have you been to Oatman?
No, I've not been there.
Hi, TDK. A tunnel.
So
north
where's the
I-5.
Huntington Library? Past 9:20. And thanks for the compliment. Let's see. We need a tunnel north I-5. You need a tunnel?
Pasadena?
You mean like through the Southern California hills there? Sounds like you're describing through Madera County. Yeah, Madera County. I think in Merced County, they've kind of fixed that problem, but you go farther south, yeah, which we will be doing.
Hi, Ann.
These are the donkeys in Oatman. We're going to have to take a look.
Are they nice?
The problem is Amtrak is it doesn't go to the Grapevine, so you have to get out. Yeah, you have to get on a bus.
I've taken that trip many times to get back when the train station was in Riverbank before they moved it to Modesto, and then take it down, get on a bus in Bakersfield, take it over the Grapevine, then get back on a train at the LA station to go further. Yeah, and then I think you can go down. I think it will go down at least to San Juan Capistrano. I've never taken it further than that. Went to Bodie, thought it was amazing. Yeah, that's a very fun place to explore and pick through all of the scatterings.
Well, it's our favorite place that we've been to, or favorite historical spot.
Someone asked earlier, what episode did you think was the funnest? Mine is always going to go back to the otter swim, where I went to Nurtured by Nature and got to experience all the animals, and then at the end got to swim with the otter. Well, I wasn't swimming, the otter were swimming, but that's been the funnest. The donkeys are ranking right up there, but that's not an episode yet. It'll be a part of an episode. Are you going to make that an episode?
Yes, I'll put them in somewhere.
I tried to get him to do an episode on the bear world where I got to feed a baby bear in Idaho, but that didn't work out.
Let's see. Let's catch up here.
What was your funnest episode?
Oh, I liked the one on the Alabama hills.
That was the funnest for you?
That was fun, yeah. Scampering on the rock.
Now, what about you didn't do much Alabama hills scampering on the rocks. The most scampering on the rocks was that something of the gods. What was that one? That was
what?
What was Wasn't that what it was called? Something where they're.
Oh, yes, down in Southern California. That was fun.
Yeah, what was the place called? Of the gun.
Yeah.
All right, help us out. What was it called? Something of the gods.
Well, they called a section of it. It's where they shot all like Bonanza and Lone Ranger and Stagecoach with John Wayne.
Yeah. Graveyard sprinkler dodging. Yeah. I said baby tigers at a place, and I won't make it to Thailand. But my former stepdaughter went to Thailand to become a yoga instructor, and I want to say that she got near them, but they drugged their tigers there, and that would just be upsetting to me. Can't you appeal YouTube's decision? Yeah, we can.
I did appeal to YouTube, and they let their decision stand.
Garden of the Gods. Yes, Andrew, thank you.
Yeah,
I told you it was of the gods.
It's outside of Chatsworth.
But we did more scampering on the rocks there.
Iverson Movie Ranch. Yes, thank you, Heather. Man.
Well, after years and years of doing all of these different places, for me, they all kind of just run together.
It's overload.
It's a lot of information to
all this History Hunter stuff in my head,
recall.
But just work, stuff at work. San Marino.
The Huntington Library in San Marino.
I don't know where San Marino is.
Oh, I would have loved it, Marcia. I got to hold a snow leopard, and that's in the end of one of these episodes, isn't it? We went to
the Marysville Cemetery.
Barry R. Kirshner Wildlife Sanctuary.
Oh wow, Sonny Barter's funeral's in Stockton this weekend. Oh, I actually know his sister. And she doesn't. It has a different last name. And she gave me 3 books that Sonny Barger signed. Sonny Barger was the founder of the Oakland chapter of the Hells Angels, and they were involved in that incident up at what's the Speedway? Altamont Speedway, where the Rolling Stones had the concert, and there was some murder. But yeah, I think that's one I'm going to stay away from. I feel sorry for law enforcement who might be doing that funeral.
Malibu Creek State Park, MASH location. Oh, I remember when my mom would watch MASH.
Was that Malibu?
Malibu Creek State Park.
I'm writing this stuff down.
Yeah.
Somebody had told me when I did the Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry video that when I mentioned Vic Morrow dying in a plane or helicopter crash, he died just outside of the Magic Mountain Parkway, the west of there. So I don't know. Hey, Merced, thanks for watching our channel. I'm sure that you saw our video that I did on the Stephen Stainer case. Private Pilot shook Sonny's hand. Was he a nice guy, or was he kind of a jerk? I don't know. You think of Hells Angels, you think of not exactly the nicest people on earth, but maybe that's just...
Big Sky Ranch in, what is that, Simi Valley? Was that the one that we went to?
No, Big Sky is one nobody gets into.
Oh.
So if you have anybody who'd like me, go.
Yeah.
Big Sky is where they filmed Little House. Had the set and everything, they blew it up.
Riding in course.
I had wanted to do a Kobe Bryant helicopter crash site, but when I told Sarah that it involved some hiking, I think it kind of went off the table. I don't know.
You like to make up stories.
That probably wouldn't be one that people would want to see anyway.
They might. Because he is such a famous person, but are we going there to say you crashed there and look for stuff?
I don't know. You know, his
You say I didn't want to hike. There was a 1.5-mile loop around the Devil's Tower, and you didn't want to do it.
because I knew we had a long drive.
Yeah, I tried to get him to take me to feed chipmunks. That was a no-go because it was too far. It was too far, but we made it all the way up to South Dakota for his history hunt.
Close encounters.
But he didn't do any videoing at the Devil's Tower. I would rather have fed chipmunks. There's a place in Colorado that you could go and get chipmunk, get seeds and just sit and they'll just crawl all over you.
So the last day she says she finds this thing on the.
No, I found it 3 days before the last
she found
day.
this thing in St. Elmo,
yeah,
Colorado. She said, "Can we go there?" It's like I'm looking on the map. It's like that's way farther south than the Denver airport.
Well, we could have made it back to Colorado sooner had we not stopped at what was that wagon trail thing that we went to, and we didn't go to the Devil's Tower.
Prairie dogs.
We could have had. We can't feed prairie dogs. They tell us.
We did see a lot of prairie dogs.
We weren't allowed to feed the prairie dogs, only the donkeys.
Have I visited Dean Martin's house in Grape? Yeah, did Dean Martin's grave, but not his house. I'm assuming you're talking about.
Hi, Antoinette.
House in Palm Springs.
What?
Let's see. What have we got here?
When he came home.
Love the animals on the trips.
Me too. They're my favorite.
Well, I got to tell you that the videos I do, and I haven't released this one. We did some animal encounter down outside of San Diego County, and
it's just a small.
Haven't released that one yet because I don't know if History Hunters is kind of jealous with the animal thing, but
so he may have me release it on mine, but I don't really post on mine, so I don't know if it's worth it or not. But we did one of the trips down to see Aiden. I found us this very small zoo that gave us a behind the scenes or a tour of the zoo, and then we got to feed fennec fox and a bear cat, and so that was pretty cool.
Okay, just to catch up here, Antoinette, Korea, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Devil's Tower hiking trails. You know what's crazy about Devil's Tower? You have to drive forever, and then they had some road construction that delayed us to get there, and then we get there, and you can't really appreciate Devil's Tower unless you're right there at the base of it, looking up.
That's kind of the same thing with
Rushmore.
With Rushmore,
yeah.
Because everywhere you go, or any angle that you see Rushmore at, it just seems like it's there, and it's really small. And it wasn't big until it was right up underneath it.
I do have to tell you about one place. So we were, if you saw our video on Carhenge, about 3 miles before we got there, flying down the road, and I see this western town front. And actually, Sarah may have mentioned it. And I said, oh my gosh, I flipped around. I said, I got to see this place. It was called Dobby's Frontier Town.
Oh, that's where, yeah, we passed right by it, and I said, Frontier Town, and so he's like, what? And so turns around and goes back. So we went back there and spent probably 45 minutes there. Yeah, about. And it was very nice. It's this hometown frontier town that these old guys set up. They're not. Some of them are original buildings, some are not, but they're kind of reproductions. And we stopped there, and I'm working on the video right now, and it's kind of a fun video. I think you guys are going to like it. But it's all in this little town out in the middle of a cornfield. It's really cool. So I'm hoping that you guys will really like that one. Devil's Tower. Yeah, the best time to go to South Dakota, by the way, is when all the school kids are back in school, because you don't have to deal with all the families who are, hanging out there in the Black Hills and Mount Rushmore. And what really struck me is that
we were in a restaurant in South Dakota, and I noticed how few people were there for breakfast. And I said, "What's up with you guys? Don't have a lot of people here." She said that our travelers, our tourist volume is down like 40. It's 41% of normal. I was really shocked. So the gas prices are really affecting
people's ability to travel.
Yeah, and I hear from people, it's like, well, we'd love to go where you're going, but we just can't afford it right now. And to be honest, I mean, we don't take a lot of vacations. I mean, it may seem like we do, but South Dakota, my first week off from work, and I don't know, maybe 15 years or so.
That's not true.
A whole week off.
You and I have taken.
Not a whole week off.
Florida was a whole week. We spent Minnesota was a whole week.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
And it wasn't no 15 years.
Okay. Somebody asked if I've been losing weight. Yeah, I decided I needed to. You know, sometimes when you look at yourself,
our yard.
You look at yourself.
TDK, I would make friends with them. I need to live in a place that has some natural wildlife that I can befriend, because around here there's nothing. It's stray cats, and that's about it.
So yes, sometimes you look at yourself on video and you go, I need to lose some extra weight. So I've been trying to anyway. I'm trying to get under a certain weight.
They're saying make animal videos a special segment. I mean, I guess they could be, but they're typically so far and few between. Hey, look who came to visit. No, come here, right here. Right here. Your fans are waiting.
The appearance of Hamilton. I just don't type. This is the hairiest cat known to man. I think
He's over 20 pounds. Here, Ham, say hi to your fans.
Sarah, come to Idaho. Sarah has a good friend up in Idaho.
Yeah. Yeah, we did do the.
What happens if I turn this light on? Okay.
We did do Rexburg, Idaho, Yellowstone Bear World. So that was pretty cool. I liked that. I fed my baby bear there. And yeah, although I do have a healthy respect for wildlife, as well. Like I literally ran away from the donkeys at first because I was worried that they were gonna just trample me or bite me or something, until I figured out that they weren't going to. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah,
don't pet him.
I do have to say that South Dakota is, you either see pickups on the roads or you see motorcycles, and the motorcycles are just everywhere. I guess what we heard was that South Dakota has got great roads, and in September, early September, everything, the weather's really nice. So.
Wait, what? Rudy has a pet? Oh, pet mouse. I read that as pet moose. I was like, how'd you do that? I had mice growing up as a kid. I had
Thank you, Pete Milton.
I had 24 of them at one time, because when I went and bought them at the pet store, I had to get the boy and a girl, and and they breed very quickly. So then I started selling them back to the pet store, and then I had to put a kibosh to that because it just got out of hand. Too much for a kid to handle.
How many other states can I fit into my channel? So I have a son who lives in Texas, and I hope to go see him soon and then shoot some video there as well. He lives in Austin. And then I have another son who lives in Kansas City, Missouri. There's plenty to shoot there. And my father just moved from California to Huntsville, Alabama, which all presents all kinds of opportunities for me to shoot some different places in the country. So hopefully do that. North were saying they were down this season, not recovered. You must be talking about North Dakota?
The season not yet recovered. There were lots of cancellations, normally big waiting list. We have
Judy the
squirrels,
judge.
wild turkeys, deer, coyotes, and occasional mountain lions. Ooh, that'd be really
Wait,
cool.
you said Judy the judge from People's Court is buried there, and Tommy Lasorda is buried there. Judge Judy is dead? No, can't be.
Him, I can't.
I didn't hear about her dying. Yeah,
Who spotted a cat?
San Jose's got some interesting stuff I want to get to as well.
Hamilton's very pushy too. He you try to move him somewhere and he won't really let you move him. He pushes back. He's very non-compliant, and he weighs a ton.
We had a lot of people who
and he sheds
had a
like
lot
crazy.
of people who ask about him. It's funny.
Hold up the kitty.
Henry Ford has an abandoned, unfinished town. Really? I'm writing all this down.
Hamilton, your fans want to see you. Don't look annoyed. Put your ears up. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't come and be a part of it as soon as we started, because usually when our attention is somewhere else, then he has to be in the middle of it.
Oh, Judge Wapner. Yeah, what happened to Judge Wapner?
Oh, I remember Judge Wapner.
He died.
Well, he's got to be.
Wapner.
Working on Tucson. Not sure how much you can film of it without getting heat for it.
Wikipedia says Judge Judy is alive. Yeah. We did the Winchester Mystery House, which is I can't fathom how much maintenance they must do on that. Because if you could picture a whole city block filled with house, room after room, building after building, and then the roofs that have to be maintained. I mean, no wonder they charge as much as they do.
You're right, Philip.
But we haven't done a show on it yet. We did a tour before History Hunters. Sorry to say that we did a lot of traveling. Took her a lot of places before I decided to do this channel like 5 years ago. So I think at that time we went, the four of us went, I think it was well over $120 to tour that.
Where did we go?
Winchester Mystery House. We took my son and we took Aiden.
Oh, that's right. I was getting it. Yeah, we've been to Hearst Castle as well, and that was before History Hunters.
Somebody had asked about the swinging light bulb intro.
Fire.
That was all a website called Fiverr.com. Fiverr, Fiverr.com. That's where you could have graphics made, and that's one of the samples that they had. And I thought, this is perfect for what I need. Now I alternate with the other one, the other intro that we do as well.
Solve the mystery of the mystery spot. Isn't that just angles?
I think that's
just angles on the side of the hill. I know I've been to the Santa Cruz mystery spot. Been to the mystery spot and the trees of mystery. I do want to go up to the Muir Woods. I've been there one other time, and it's a good portion of it is wood. Would it be considered paved? A wood walkway through the trees, and then we walked. When I had been there previously with my kids that were young, we were walking through the non-paved area and come across just some deers in the trees, and that was pretty fun. Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Been there. Check out the video list, and you'll find some coverage of that.
Thank you, Steve. You watched 2 hours of us today? You're probably sick of us now.
Yeah.
The Battle of Los Angeles. I saw a video on one of the channels about that, and that's very interesting. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. Absolutely. Kansas City, Jesse James is in Kearney. the house is, and then the Truman House, which definitely want to get to. Huntington Library, I've had like 3 or 4 people mention that.
It could have been Pest, because he's
sounds
been commenting a few times
It
about
sounds
it.
like something we need to do. Although I don't know that museums are the most exciting
I'm not afraid of
videos
heights.
because you're showing static displays and such, and I don't know that people are really into it. I have no idea what's going to do well as far as videos go. Like this morning, I did the car hinge one, and you get a mention here. Let me see what it says right now.
What sources do you use to research history? What is your favorite method, and do you?
Car hinge.
I do no help.
Car hinge says fewer regular viewers are choosing to watch this channel. It rates 9 out of 10. So it's like I don't know. I thought that was a good one. People aren't watching it. We have.
To me, I don't think there's a whole lot there to just
But
be involved.
You would think
with.
they'd be curious to click on it and watch it, but
I don't know. I wasn't interested to get out of the car.
Stormbug wants to know what. Yeah, people say, "Where's Sarah?" Oh, she was in the car.
I'm not. There's some places where I haven't gone with him, so I'm just not there. But for the most part, you know, I could be in the car, and it really just kind of depends on the location. If there's something that I'm interested in getting out and seeing. Another thing I don't think a lot of people really understand is we could spend a lot of time at a place because Jeff will go film and then find out, oh, that didn't even record, or it didn't catch my voice, or it didn't do this, or he's fumbling with equipment, or, you know, working on different things. And so it can take a lot of time where I'm not going to be right next to him every step of the way while, you know, he's redoing part of his script, or, you know, there's a lot to it. There is a lot to it.
I have cheat sheets. I have sheets that have information, and sometimes I'll look at it and, you know, keeps you on the straight and narrow. Where were we in Nebraska? Well, wanted to go up to South Dakota and flew into Denver to do a road trip. And then we went up to Cheyenne. I did something there in the cemetery there. And then we went over into one of the ways you can go up to Mount Rushmore from Denver is to go through Nebraska. So that's what we did. Bloopers. Yeah. Sometimes I include bloopers at the end of my videos, but you know what? If I showed you kind of everything, you would think I'm not as polished as I am.
Yeah. There's some colorful language involved.
I know, like there would be like
there's some frustration.
I'll do like 4 times to get something
some
right.
Angry.
And I think at the end of the one I did on
loses microphone.
There we go again. What's the town? Jackson. Did one on Jackson. At the end I did a bunch of bloopers. And that's basically what you see. Like a lot of other people, they will screw up and you just edit out that stuff. Hey, Johnny Garcia, sweet idea on the bloopers. We just started using them. Hers and his adventures in California.
Hey, Johnny Garcia.
Check your channel out. I'm weird about promoting different people's channels because I don't want them rubbish.
I tend to be the blooper, usually. You almost caught me falling at that one, the gold dredge, because I was climbing over a fence and I fell, but he didn't catch it on camera. Or the blooper where I'm like, do you see something wrong? Remember, you just played this one for me. Do you see something wrong with the dates on this?
It just had
memorial.
It just had the last 2 digits.
And then he's like, it's 18. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks for catching my blonde moment.
So she said, does this make sense? It says like from 1997 to 2021, just as an example. I said, yeah, it's 1897.
to 1921.
Joe Jackson Grave is where, see, he just bit me. He's ready to pounce on me.
Hamilton gets upset.
He's a jerk.
Okay, and before anybody gets upset, we do not eat at this table. It's a gaming table, art table, cat table. It's for everything but eating.
Oh, so Joel, you mentioned General Pershing, and I have to say that I made a discovery in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I did not know this, but his wife
Fishing channel,
and
Jeff.
3 of his children died in a tragic fire at the Presidio in San Francisco. Didn't know anything about this. He lost all of them.
Thank you, Johnny.
And they are all buried in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And I found their graves, and they did this impromptu research on them. So that's going to be coming up. General Pershing is, of course, buried in Arlington National Cemetery. So crazy. Some of the stuff that you find in cemeteries. That's why people are like, why do you go to cemeteries? It's like, man, you find out so much history that you never knew before. Never been to Canada in my life. And I know you haven't, right?
I don't think so. I think I would have known, but living in Minnesota, family could have made a road trip. I don't know, but I would have been young, but I don't think so. All right, I got cat fur all over me.
F.E. Warren. Yeah, there's a Air Force base up there, and they told us in Cheyenne that the Warren Air Force Base is the only Air Force base without a runway. Strange, huh? Apparently, it's more of a missile launching location, or I mean, the whole area up there is got these missile sites that have been abandoned. So that's pretty.
Buffalo Bill Museum in Cody, Wyoming.
Yeah. Other side of the state. Wyoming is such a huge state. Wait, what are we talking about here? Delta drones? Fifth Circuit District Court has ruled that MSM does not have an unlimited right to discriminate against speech.
Well, that's good. Aware of the Nike.
I have been to the Buffalo Bill Museum, but gosh, that was probably 25 years ago. Does Huell Hauser have a grave? A lot of people don't realize that a lot of people recently don't have graves. They opt to be baptized.
I think you know too much. Cremated. Yeah, I don't think they'd be signing up for baptism if that happened. Yes, the Queen's funeral is tomorrow.
There is a big difference. Say the baptism
and the cremation.
Nike
missile site in Marin Headlands.
Yeah, we sort of did something on the Marin Headlands, right? It's one of your favorite places.
And yeah, well, I don't know about favorite, but you see it, John?
It's cloudy here in California.
Yeah, it's becoming increasingly dark in our corner here.
Did I go to Little Bighorn? Did not. Not on this trip. I've been before. That's in Montana. So that was, again, we have so little time and so much to compress into it. In fact, I did probably a little too much topping. She said we did spent too much time in the car, and we did.
We did a lot, yeah. This vacation wasn't much of a vacation because it was basically go from, we get on the plane, which was, a long event, then get off the plane and drive hours to get to the place where we first stayed in Cheyenne. And then, over an hour again to get into South Dakota for where we stayed multiple days. But even then, it was all places where there was a lot of walking, a lot of driving. South Dakota was in the 90s mid to upper 90s, and it was humid, and then the elevation. So those three things were something that, you know, was difficult to work through. Well, for me in some cases, I don't know so much for Jeff, but and then, you know, the final 2 days were drive, what was it, over a 6-hour drive back into Colorado to spend our last day there for the zoo. And by that time I was just wiped out, and we only spent, we still managed to get in some 6,000 plus steps at the zoo before calling it a day and just saying, okay, let's go eat and spend some time in the hot tub.
People are talking about the Queen's funeral.
Yeah, in a lead casket. Some say she was a vampire. Well, yeah, I don't know about that, but
Melinda and Gordon I think Lake Isabella, isn't that out of Kernville? And what is
Lake Isabella?
What is
I've been
Whiskey
there.
Flats? I know they shot a lot of old westerns there, but I understand that it's all underwater. Tropical Island sounds awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And well, he said he loved basically the vacation we took was his dream vacation. That's what his idea of the great time is. And I said, that to me, what we just did wasn't a vacation. And he says, well, what's your dream vacation? And my dream vacation is either a cabin on, that's not true, a cabin on the, on a beach where you can just walk right out, or a cabin in the woods where then, you know, you can just go and enjoy nature. You can go, you know, you can go hiking, nothing that requires you to, you know, to meet a timeline, because that's what my work is filled with, constant, you know, deadlines and timelines, and have to go and do. And I just want to do something where I'm not, you know, I would love somewhere where, you know, it was catered. I wouldn't have to think about what am I going to have for dinner, or where am I, you know, those type of things. That's my dream vacation. Thanks for hanging out with us, Miss Nettie. I love your videos, and look, appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And you know what? If you want to tell your friends about History Hunters, that would be okay with us.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but we hit 87,000 subscribers last night. And we get anywhere from the average of 1,200 to 1,100 to 2,000 or more new subscribers every month. And I think probably it was over the Christmas holiday that I had like 4,000 new subscribers that month. It was just amazing. What are you pointing at?
I'm pointing at Hamilton, and he's poking through the chair. He pulled himself through so he can get through.
Did I stop at Little America?
You're right, Annalie. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up, subscribe, tell a friend. I think that's where we suffer, is in our advertising of our own channel.
Gearhead man, I know that your dream vacation is Disneyland.
Not for me.
You go there how many times a year?
Laura Lee, his name is Hamilton.
Thank you, Bex. We appreciate you and appreciate you hanging out here for a while. You're always good about commenting, and we know that you are like our #1 fans in Tennessee.
I'll watch during Sunday morning coffee. Hi, Dave Laporta.
Dave Laporta, you bumped into us a couple of years ago. Sunday morning coffee. Okay.
Thank you, Janice.
I think I know where that was.
We appreciate you being a cheerleader for us. This is the head office.
Thank you, Janice. Right? We appreciate
Philip
you
Murphy.
Telling everyone to tune in.
Yeah, Philip, we probably should. Every time we've done a live, we're not going to spend 3 hours, and then we, you know, just keep going and going and going. But as long as there's people to interact with, I think it makes it very easy to do. But we're getting into the evening hours. Thanks for being a big fan, Annalie. We appreciate you.
Laura Lee says, what's your cat's name?
Hamilton. I think I told her just a little bit ago.
Big fan from Virginia. Thanks. Virginia, it's a beautiful state. Love to get there.
Yeah.
Winterset, Iowa, birthplace of John Wayne. And we did a video on his grave, and people are saying, "Oh, he's not buried there." Like, okay, well, I guess cemetery's lying then.
Did you ever fathom the grave of John Wayne would get you?
Yeah.
591,000 subscribers.
But I do have to say this. There are people who have less subscribers who have over 1 million views on their videos, and I have yet to hit one. So, what is for dinner tonight?
Gabrielle, what is for dinner? Leftover zuppa?
Oh.
Or taco kit. That's your choices.
Yeah. Street taco kit. When did you both first realize you had a big passion for history?
When did I realize? I'm still waiting for the realization.
She just goes along with me.
So I'm not disinterested in history, but I don't have the drive and the desire to seek all the information out like he does. So his realization, he was like knee-high to a grasshopper.
I was this weird kid. We'd go on these weird trips, or cross-country trips, and every place we stopped at, I'd have to buy a booklet or something, some kind of souvenir, and I'd read it on the whole trip, because when you're stuck in a car going from California to New York, you got to have something to do. And that was I was like, Washington, D.C., this is great.
Thank you, Gabrielle.
Let's see. Do we recommend going to Pea Soup at Pea Soup Anderson's?
Oh, tri-tip and corn on the cob.
Yes,
that sounds great, Dano.
Pea Soup Anderson's is great.
Well, I think so. We could recommend it, but I think it's kind of an acquired taste. And if you like pea soup, then it's really good, and you can get the different add-ins, and we enjoy it. Now the canned soup that we brought back, I haven't been able to finish it. It's just not the same. It has to be at the restaurant. Is Pea Soup Anderson open? Yes, I think only there's one in Santanella. Santanella, is that right?
Yeah.
Santa somewhere.
That's what I did. But you can buy this stuff. Anderson's split pea. You can probably get it in your store.
It's okay, but
it's really good. It's really pureed, so it's not like you'll get anything from it. You have to like pea soup though. This doesn't have ham in it, but you can add ham to it. It'd probably be really good.
Yeah. I think it would be good to try to make.
This is leftover from the time that I went. I bought a whole case of it.
And we just didn't manage to finish it. I think it got old. Not old as in it's bad, but old as in I've had enough pea soup. Oh, now we talk about soup. Yes, it's very random. But the reason why we're on the talk of soup is because we just kind of asked about what we're going to have for dinner. And it's either I make, Olive Garden makes zuppa Toscana. I'm not sure how to properly pronounce it. And I make it at home. And I just made some the other night. So we have a big pot left over. So it was between that and a taco kit that we picked up from Costco. So that's how we randomly got onto this subject. But, sometimes cold cucumber soup is interesting.
So Tractor Hyatt, you asked if I met.
I'll let you be the one that keeps that.
If I've ever met Reddy. I have not met Reddy. I started watching his program, and I wrote to him and said, if you're ever in California, we need to team up. It hasn't happened. I have not done. I have offered to do. What do you call it?
I agree, Janice.
Like.
Hamburgers.
You know how different YouTubers will get together and do a video? I have not been able to have anybody do that with me, and I don't know why. I've offered, and I don't know. Anyway.
I think it's just difficult to meet up.
Schedules,
but then yeah.
But if he ever comes to California, that'd be great. I respect them.
Mulligatawny. I've heard of it. I don't think I've had it.
I did find out though. Oh, I'm having the worst brain fart.
Maybe you shouldn't drink wine
Join
before
me.
your live.
Yeah.
Shall you?
So you know the guy that is.
What is his name?
Oh man. He says, "Join me. Shall you?" And what's his name?
Who would
Come on.
want
Come on.
to collab with
Come on.
Jeff
Someone come up with a name. Who's going to be the first? Join me. Shall you? Adam the Woo. Thank you.
There you go.
So, okay, I have a friend who works at Disneyland. He's not. He's a friend. He likes my channel, and I got to meet up with him.
You have a fan.
I got to meet up with him at Disneyland. We had a beer, and he informed me later after we met in, I think it was February. We was down there. He later informed me that he met Adam the Woo, and that he told me that Adam the Woo had watched some of my videos, which I was honored because Adam's got, well, let's see. How many subscribers does Adam
the Woo
have?
Favorite soup? Zuppa Toscana. That's why I make it at home.
Oh, wait. Come on. I'm still looking here, folks. Adam the Woo. Okay. He has
lots of good soup. Love hamburger soup.
Yeah, 654,000 subscribers.
Oh, here's a question for y'all. Chili with beans or without?
What?
We were talking about soup and other people are saying about soup. So I thought a question.
Hi, Paul.
Chili. Is your chili with beans or without?
Thanks, Dave. Adam the Woo.
Hi, Paul.
Adam the Woo. W-O-O.
I agree, Linda. Throw it all in there.
I don't understand
yes,
the Woo. Adam the Woo is one of the big YouTubers. He goes across the country and he does kind of what I do, but he goes to anywhere. Anyway, in the hierarchy of the YouTube world, it was pretty impressive to know that Adam has watched my videos.
So consensus so far has been chili with beans. I don't know what we're going to do with that information, but now we know a little bit more about y'all. Either way, so I don't make chili. I don't think I've made it since you and I have been together, but I used to make it more often and make chili with cornbread and have like the honey butter. Oh, so good. But now I just get it from Wendy's. It's good.
You know, here's another thing that drives me crazy about
the musical fruit.
I always tell myself, start out with a different intro. And I always start out, so hi, welcome to this episode of History. It's like, but you ever notice if you ask a doctor a question, they'll say, so we think that, and then I'll say, I've noticed that about doctors. They start, so, I mean, that's how I start out. Adam the Woo, he'll start out with his, I got my morning coffee here, and we're here in Bug Tussle, Arizona, and
is that a place?
And then I'll say, join me, shall you? That's
chili macaroni
surprise. I don't have a stick, but anyway.
Paul wants to know, are we strict parents? All of our kids are grown, so we don't have to be, but I was probably more strict with my first, than I was with the second, because, you kind of learn some things. How do you think? You think you were a strict parent? Where'd Brett go?
I didn't. Okay. My kids were all born in the late 80s. So I think that I didn't give them things. If you want a phone, you have to work for it. If you want a car, you have to work for it. I think people who give things to their kids, they don't appreciate it. And so, yeah, we were strict.
That makes you strict?
I mean, well,
I don't think that makes you strict. Next time you're in Jamestown, California, go to Morella's Mexican restaurant on Main Street.
We do.
We have been there, I think.
Yeah,
garlic soup with floating cheese. Ooh.
Look up Adam the Woo bike rack. Okay. You got me on that one.
For a chuckle. All right. Y'all are...
Adam the Woo bike rack.
Watch him sometimes. Here comes the gossip.
I watch him sometimes because
both have
I like
a place
to see
to
what
stay. Thank you, Bridget. We appreciate it. If we ever do make it up that way. Builds character. I might do the same. You pay it for it. I know you started that on purpose.
What?
So,
started what? Start nothing.
And give nothing to my kids. Well, I gave my kids too much and I learned the hard way. But Jeff and I have been raised completely different. Jeff kind of was raised with everything he would ever need. And I was raised without. And so when I raising my kids, I always had this, I'm going to give my kids, what I didn't have growing up. And well, you don't realize that that's a big mistake until after you make the mistake. So that's why he's kind of side-eyeing me about the, you don't just give your kids things, but either way, they're lessons learned.
Okay, so somebody said something about Grave. I've watched that guy. I forget what the name of it is. And we've actually crossed paths before. I mean, we didn't cross paths at the same time, but it's weird because you'll see people, YouTubers that go to places you've been to and vice versa. For example, visiting graves with Steve, we stopped in at Delano at the cemetery where Jack Rambo is buried, the actor. And then he watched my video, and that's how he found out where Jack Rambo is buried. And it took me a while, 2 visits at that cemetery to figure out where he was buried. And he actually used my video to figure out where the gravesite was. And I don't like to give out a lot of information because I don't want a lot of other people copying what I'm doing. So he had to figure it out, and he figured it out. But
yes, it was out of the kindness of my heart, but what do you do? I can't take it back. It's already done.
Scott on tape. You want to talk about a weird hairdo? People still talk about my hair. They say that, the bangs, get rid of the bangs, crazy.
It's a whole thing.
Scott looks like take this, shave it, and then take it up like a Cupid doll. And I don't go for that. So it's hard for me to watch.
Well, now you know how people feel when they can't watch you because of your hair.
I thought you were the AI
My voice guy. What's the
Are
AI
you the
voice?
guy that somebody said, I can't stand your effing robot voice or something? It's like, dude, this is me doing the narration. I'm not paying. This is not a computer reading the script. It's me. Of course, Dave Jordan the Lion. I watch him. Yeah, I do. I watch him too. There's a couple of us that kind of do the same thing, and then there's the Hollywood Graveyard. Somebody said, "You're not Hollywood Graveyard." I said, "I'm not trying to be." And it was kind of like a foot down. It's like, no, I'm not trying to duplicate him. Thanks, Anna Lee.
Well, there's enough people on this planet where people are bound to have similar ideas or, cover the same things.
This is real.
I know that there's been other YouTubers who, Jeff has covered something and then within a few days that, other YouTubers have gone and done their own coverage of the same, same location, same story, things like that. I mean, it's bound to happen. Especially if we're living in the same areas or traveling the same areas. What are you laughing at? People like your hair?
The Patrick Duffy thing.
Yeah, he hates the Patrick Duffy thing. Hates it.
Well, I used to watch Dallas a long time ago, and it's like, that guy's not very attractive.
So what's my desk?
Then people say, hey, you look like Patrick Duffy. It's like, thank you. No, it's not. It's really, I look nothing like Patrick Duffy.
How can we get a signed picture of us?
All the ladies are saying my hair's great.
Send
it's great.
Send Jeff an email, I guess. We'll try to get you one. But what do you want this picture of us doing? I mean, no voodoo dolls.
But put it in your bathroom so you can. Oh my goodness. Joaquin Murrieta. Yeah, the death spot is one place that I want to do a video on. So,
excellent.
in your older videos, who did the
selfie with the Subaru?
Okay, so let me back up. If you guys want to contact us, my email address is on some of the more recent ones. If you look at where it says PayPal, you can pay, and I list my email address there. So that's one way to do that. Selfie with a Subaru.
I've got new stickers on my Subaru, but I need a new
$10 an autograph.
I need a Jackson Hole. Is it Jackson Hole?
What about it?
Or Moose. I need one of my stickers is coming off. I need a new one.
Yeah. Moose.
Maybe I can get one of our viewers to send me a new one. Moose, Wyoming?
Moose Wilson, I think. Wyoming. Yeah. Are there any cemeteries that exist where the Spanish settled first in California? Yeah. Outside of the mission there in San Juan Bautista, there's a whole section of unmarked graves.
I didn't get a wall drug sticker.
Yeah. Okay, so we made our way. Did we talk about this?
What?
Wall drug. On the way, she was not feeling well at all. And I was very disappointed the fact that she didn't feel like getting out of the car. So she didn't.
So I have some undiagnosed intestinal issues, and I believe it has something to do with my spleen because I have these episodes, and it's all left side related, right where my spleen is located. And I've had, you name the test, I've had it done, but I will have these flare-ups. And just like maybe a week or two before our trip, I went through I'm still in the tail end of this flare-up. And I think before we had gone out, I had ate biscuits and gravy, and my system did not like it. And just walking creates pain. Just sipping water creates pain. So I didn't want to get out and walk around, and I wasn't feeling well, so I had stayed in the car, and that's just that.
Yeah, and I feel bad when that happens because I need more time to go into places, and then think about her sitting in the car.
And it doesn't bother me at all. He could take as long as he wants. I don't ever say, I don't feel good. No, you can't go there. I was willing to stay as long as he needed and as long as he wanted to. And he decides on his own when he's done. So that's just what it is. And then there's a question here. Oh, would I ever buy a Subaru again? I wish I could have I have a 2010 Subaru Outback, and it's a V6. And they don't make a V6 I don't think in any of the Subaru vehicles anymore. So I would not buy it only based on that reasoning. But the car itself, I absolutely love it. The back seats recline a little bit, the size of the seating and the amount of legroom. I'm 6 foot tall. Thank you, Marcia. I'm 6 foot tall. My youngest son's 6'5". My oldest son is 6'3". So really, when I was looking for that car, I was really looking for something that could, I can run the wheels off. It has the reputation of going the extra mile. I had a 94 Honda Accord that I had pushed over 200,000 miles and, passed that on to my kids. So it was important to me to have, a good, reliable vehicle. So Would I buy it again? Would I buy one again? I would have to do a lot of research before making that decision.
Jerry Brock, I have no idea what you're talking about with Patrick Duffy with webbed feet and hands. And then Can Travel and Adventures. I appreciate what you said about that law enforcement video. You would not believe the despicable comments that I've had to
endure,
cancel, because I can't believe that there are people in this country who relish in the death of a law enforcement officer. I think it's because the media is really playing on a lot of the stuff that's happened, and they're not giving the full story. I won't get into it, but I mean, what happened in Newhall was just atrocious.
I'm working. Patrick, I don't know what that means with the. Well, thank you, Dave.
Aquaman for Dallas. Oh, okay, yeah. I gotcha. Patrick Duffy left Dallas and he did some, I don't know, I didn't watch that show. There are a lot of sick people in the country. And
bye, Jerry. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Really troubling to me to see kind of how some people think. Country's upside down.
Oh, yeah. Past 920, a van conversion with the bed, with the bed in it. And you can just, No, my,
Hello,
Sarah
Ontario.
Does Jeff really drive like does Jeff really drive like Crazy Larry?
I drive wonderfully. See? She's a good driver, but she also needs to acknowledge
that you are not
a good... No. I drive well.
No.
I drive well.
No.
I do. I drove 1,200 miles. Did I get us into an accident one time?
How many times have you almost hit pedestrians in very busy, people walking around areas because you don't know what a limit line is?
Did you know that women have depth perception problems on the road?
Do you know men can't find a limit line? No, I don't agree with that statement. I'm just giving him a hard time. But no, he really does.
Hi, Richard. B? Is it B?
Doesn't stop behind the limit lines in very busy, and he tends to, like, even in parking lots and stuff, drive very quickly, and it's like the speed limit's like 5 miles an hour, and there's people all over the place. Yeah, I'm very much more careful. I tend to see moves ahead where he'll wait until he's right up on the butt end of a semi before he decides he's going to look to see if he can get over, and then he tends to get trapped and gets mad. Where I'm already looking to see when that maneuver can happen. So I don't know. We just have different driving styles.
Oh boy, cut. Have we met Wonder Hussy yet? No.
Why does this come up every time?
What, Wonder Hussy?
Yeah.
Because she does kind of what we do, but she kind of hangs out in Nevada.
She behaves like a hussy or what?
Nah, well.
And that's her appeal?
Nah. She's got these big glasses. She hangs them up her nose. She looks like this.
Well, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but
that's just her trademark. Hello, Finland.
Thank
what time
you,
is it there in Finland? It is almost, what is it? 4:28 in California. I wonder what time it is in Finland. Almost in Finland, United States. It's not.
Hi, Diana Ochoa and Squirrel Lips from Oakdale.
Squirrel Lips. I was in Oakdale this morning.
Another one we used to research, Death Valley. I've been there once. Almost 3 a.m. Holy moly, good morning. Who's Wonder Hussy? Never heard of her. Look her up, Regina. Apparently,
she does.
She does what Jess does with
traveling.
less clothes, maybe? Yeah, that's my guess.
No,
I don't know.
Huh?
I said, she does what you do with less clothes.
Not really.
I don't even know because I haven't watched, but everybody brings her up. I think every time we have a live. Graduated
Stuck
from Oakdale
and
High.
not at home. Wonder how
What year, Marcia? Don't ever put
Marcia.
peas in
We
a
graduated
can
the same high school. If we're talking the same
Come
state.
on. Come say hi. Say hi to your fans.
Hi, Hartley, New Zealand. What time is it there? 7:29 in Virginia. Yeah,
Don't eat my
that's
food.
a 3-hour difference.
Where are you two from? Sounds like the Central Valley. That's where we're at, but I was born in Minnesota. Lived a good portion of my childhood in Southern California in Orange County, and then have spent a good majority of my adult years in, quit eating my phone, in Modesto area. Made it up to Willows area for a while, and then
Look how big this dude is. Look. He's got a snail pattern on his side. I don't know if you can see it.
he's got one kind of on both sides. He's going to scratch me.
This guy.
Yeah, let go of him.
Well, now look at the fur I got.
Preston Castle in Ione.
No, we've not done that one.
History Underground and the
Eating
History
too many
God.
mice. That's the problem. He doesn't eat any mice. He just eats the cat food.
Yeah, he's the golden child because he had a urinary tract blockage, and now all he can have is wet food, and he's got a fountain. What is it? His name's Hamilton. Are you back in Modesto? Yes, we are back in Modesto.
Oh, let's see. Lamont at Large, yes. He's the one I was thinking of. It's so funny because sometimes when you see these people on YouTube, you start thinking of them as stars. Lamont was one of them, and I saw that he did a cemetery visit in Merced, which is not far from where I am. And it's like, oh my gosh, Lamont was here. You know, you start thinking about people as being celebrities. It's so funny because that's starting to happen to us too, because people will see us in the store and like, can I have a selfie with you? And it's like, really? Me? Why? It's weird. It is really weird. I had somebody request an autograph from me, and it's like, okay, we're just people, but if you want to treat us that way, it's okay.
We brush Hamilton constantly. I've never had a cat shed as much as he sheds, and it just keeps coming. It never stops, and it just flies when you pet him. And thank you, Angela. I appreciate your support.
Marcia,
yes, we do have a mountain lion. He's about 20 pounds. He's big. Or maybe, what's that? The Maine Coon cat? I think maybe he has something, some of that.
Okay, some comments are flying by here. Let's see. I graduated Oakdale class of 79 high school. I need a better mic. Sometimes my mic, are you talking about this one? Or are you talking about some of my videos? Because sometimes my, what do you call it? Wireless mic system, the connection fails. And trust me, it's my biggest pet peeve when you shoot a video and you realize that the sound wasn't transmitting properly. So,
It's a fire.
Let's see, breakfast at Velvet Creamery this morning? No, yesterday morning.
See, someone just said the audio quality is not that good. And someone said this last time. So the reason why is that we're using a webcam that has the microphone in it, and then I don't know if you can't see the ceiling in here, but it's what, 20 something feet high. So it's probably like an echo chamber.
Okay, so are you talking about the videos? This video, the audio quality is not good. Okay. Some people are saying it's good. Some people are saying it's not. It's echoing because it's a large room. Yeah. It's one of these stupid rooms where they go 20 feet up and it's like wasted space.
You just saw hair flying through.
His hair is, look, watch.
It just plucks right out.
See that?
And it does.
It's ridiculous. You could like stroke him out in the backyard with one of those pet things. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't ever stop.
I think it's time for you to go, buddy.
He's purring, by the way, so he likes it up there.
Yeah, he wants attention now. Go back away.
I don't look like a movie star. I look like a, at least not right now. Well, I appreciate that anyway.
That cat can spell out some words. Oh yeah, he gets upset at night because we don't let him in the room when we go to bed. So he howls and he sings the song of his people in the hallway.
Actually, it sounds like he's going,
yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. It's like, goodbye.
I think we probably should be wrapping it up about now, though.
Yeah,
we appreciate everybody coming in and spending time with us and asking questions and, just kind of getting to know each other. We enjoy your banter back and forth and appreciate all who contribute to the costs of History Hunters, even in any small way, is greatly appreciated. Are you gonna cry?
No, I'm reading some of this stuff. It just, oh God, here we go with that. Yeah, wasn't thinking about doing a live, and then people kept saying, "Hey, can you do another live?" And it's like, okay, I guess we'll do another live this Sunday. So that's what happened. But anyway, we will be doing, a lot of different variety of shows, and we hope that you watch them. I think we did one premiere. My first premiere was on Thursday, and it did kind of well, but then the one this morning didn't do so well. So I don't know if we're going to keep doing it that way. It's just an opportunity we upload the video, and then if as it's playing, you can't fast forward, you can't stop it. It just plays like it's real time. And then there's a chat that's going on as well. So I might do one of those again, but I mean, I've got a lot of material from the last trip that we did. But.
Yeah, so stay tuned as usual. Sundays, they'll release 7:30 a.m. California Pacific Standard Time. Thanks for watching. See you next time. How do you stop?
Thank you, guys.